Howdy, everybody. Dr. Lisa Meadows here again with Nicole Shores, whose information is in the link in the description box below. You need to click on that
Mhm.
link. Don't forget. Put yourself a reminder. Tie a little ribbon around your index finger. No, yes, but anyway, we're talking up to the Birdman of Alcatraz, and I don't know very much about him other than he was a notorious American federal prisoner who was jailed in 1909 for killing some Alaskan dude. And then he killed a prison guard while he was in there, and it turned into a life sentence. And he eventually died in 1963. Or maybe it wasn't a life sentence. Maybe he wasn't at the end of he was 75 years old when he died. Anyway, I'm rambling. But he taught himself all about birds and befriended birds, and it sort of changed him from a psychopathic narcissist to somebody who was nurturing and caring. So it was kind of an odd flip flop. So shall we continue, Birdman, Robert Stroud? Shall we continue?
Yes, yes, you can call me whatever you want.
Okay, I gotta call you Birdman. That's weird. So Robert, how do you feel about humanity now from your perspective as a spirit, as a whole?
He goes, we are evolving and we have evolved a lot. Things have come a long way with how people res- there's more respect and there is more communication, he's saying, because back then no one wanted to communicate, no one wanted to say what was on their mind, their feelings. They thought that was weak. And they said a lot of things has come a long way. You know, he says, I mean, we still have a long way to go, but it's always good, you know, 100 plus years later that things are actually coming up in a positive and people are realizing that some programs actually benefit with animals and inmates. And
Oh
there are
yeah.
actually some integrated in the United States. And he's saying, and that came a long way. He goes, and if I was able to help people see that, I hope I was, for them to be like, this happened and look how he was this notorious criminal killer. Look how he was with these birds, because caring for something that's not you and has
Oh yeah. Changes.
that doesn't really have a voice, and you're able to show them love and all they want from you is love as well. It changes your life, he says. And I was not able to have that. He said he didn't have any pets. He was not able to have any pets.
Mm.
His dad was very strict, and I'm getting he was an alcoholic.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was just a lot of heaviness, and he was able to
Mm.
kind of the birds kind of healed him in a way.
Yeah.
But then he realized it was, they were actually messengers of his like guardian angel, and angels just showing him that they were with him and that he's never alone, even though he's going through what he's going through.
Did he only realize that after his death? That they
Hmm.
were, oh, I'm sure. Look at bulls and parolees, or parolees and pit bulls. That show, that's a perfect example of, violent offenders caring for
Hmm.
something and having it completely change their nature. So I'm a big believer in equine therapy, all sorts of stuff with criminals. So what do people misunderstand about crime and punishment, Robert?
He's saying there's a lot of misunderstandings, definitely if somebody does something horrific and something where they harm somebody, murder somebody, something like that, they need to pay the consequences. And it makes sense where, let's be honest, you should be, if someone takes somebody else's life, you should
Yeah,
be away for a while. He's not saying you should kill the person, but they should definitely be away
it should be
for
consequence.
that time. Yeah. But he's saying we're but we are humans. Yes, we made mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. We're humans. We shouldn't be reprimanded every single day of our lives saying, hey, we made this mistake. We made this mistake.
Yeah.
Um, this is, he's like, sorry, but this is a piece of shit toilet. This is a disgusting bed. Go sleep in it. Go, he goes,
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
countries are different. Other countries have like desks and little room, and it actually promotes a safer environment and less housings in jail time and crime, he's saying. But
Not in
it's all
Turkey.
about,
It ain't that way in Turkey, I bet. But yeah, it depends on the country and even depends on the prison here, right?
yes, it does. But a lot of them are run by, he's saying, people from even, I mean, similar generations. He goes, when all of these people get out, move out, he goes, it would probably be a better place for people because a lot of people are still in that old mindset of
Mm.
um, abuse, and that's what it leads down to it.
Are you talking
But
about the guards and wardens and all that?
yeah, anybody
Oh,
that's,
they can be sadists, I bet.
yeah, there, but he's saying not all of them. There
No,
are
of
some good
course.
eggs and there's some, but it's also the people that they're in there with. And it's like that should scare
Yeah.
you the most because you don't want to be in with somebody who
No.
is done more worse than you and you don't know what they're doing. You can't control that. And you're in a, he goes, he says he kind of honestly looked up being in kind of solitary confinement for so long, being not having to interact with some people.
All right. Now, people believe you had homosexual tendencies. Is that true? And if so, were you accepting it, or did that trigger some kind of homophobia within yourself?
He said he was sexually abused, so yes, he did
It was
dabble in jail.
homosexual abuse. I mean, or
His
women
dad,
can abuse them too. But oh,
his
his
dad,
dad sexually abused him. Okay. Oh my goodness.
um, yeah, he did dabble. He said he wouldn't say he was a homosexual. He liked both. He
Okay.
liked
So,
male and female, but he was in there for so long, so
and he
he
poured the
had
storm
to.
in, so to speak. Okay.
Mhm.
Did if it was part of your identity, the bisexuality, how did it affect your experiences and the choices you made, if at all?
He says he didn't really know who he was. He wasn't able to have a safe and secure environment to grow up to figure out who he was. So
Oh, yeah.
it's kind of like
Mm.
he didn't know if he liked men or he didn't know if he liked women, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, when you're in survival mode, or fight kind of mode, I mean, you don't sit there and ponder your own identity, I guess, right?
Right.
And you
Hmm.
don't have safe options often to figure it all out. So yeah, that's troublesome.
He says you just act.
Yeah. You just act. That's right. Now, why did you kill the prison guard or warden or whatever it was? Or whoever else in prison? Some squabble, a grudge, uh, self-defense?
So I don't know why he's showing me his birds, but as he started learning about birds after he wanted to put himself into solitary confinement.
Ooh,
He did. He said he did want to do that, but he said the guard was not a good person.
no. Did he harm any of the birds or make fun of them or was it before he started getting curious about birds?
I feel like he was like tried to make sexual advances at him.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Um, there's a lot of different reasons.
Okay.
Um, Also, I guess they said they were going to execute him, and I guess if he would have done this, it would have been a different situation, he says. I don't, he says there's many different
Okay.
he goes, there's not just one reason.
All right. I got you. So is there a moment in your life that you wish you could relive or change in any way? What would it be? Just one. Probably left several, but
He goes, you know what? No, because I was able to, now looking back on it, I was able to learn some things about myself, lessons, and realize that it's not what happens to you. You are your own person. You have to stand in your power and don't let anybody take that away from you. And don't let anybody take your autonomy, no matter if it's a family member, friend, or anything. But he is saying that he did realize that not just nature, not just but animals and all of that save lives. They really do
yeah.
help
Mm,
um, with depression, anxiety, anger,
mm.
thoughts of suicide. He says all of that. He goes,
Oh
all of that
gosh.
was rushing through my head every single day. And
Mm.
so having something to
That's torture.
care for really,
Yeah.
really
Help.
helped.
Yeah. It's probably the only way you could give and receive love.
Hmm.
Yeah, we are loved, so gosh. Do you think you were able to put an end to any karmic cycle your soul was trapped in?
Some, he says there was some, but then again, he did take two lives. So that is
Yeah.
something that um, the next life he, you know, could be someone who saves lives, could be a doctor. It just
Oh
doesn't,
yeah, right.
but have a hard upbringing maybe, and it made him. But he said, I am always going to have some challenges because of that to work through. But every life, he says, it is getting better. He hasn't
Good.
reincarnated yet. He
Oh, that
doesn't
was the
know what
next
he
question.
wants
Yeah.
to. Um, he says, it's still, he's still happy being up there, being free, not having to be restricted by so much. He goes, he's like, you don't realize, once you are in a human body, human
Yeah.
form, it is so hard because Earth is the hardest experience, he says. And he says, if, you know, I'm actually up here with the birds. I'm able to have he has a parrot on his shoulder. He goes, I have so many different, friends of birds. He goes,
Oh.
um, even my friend Eric, and Eric's in a big bird costume.
Oh yeah, he's your pet bird now.
He's so funny.
He
Um,
is.
but yeah, he's hysterical.
So you don't know what you want to do next life? It's okay if you say no.
He does it, but he's showing me like heart surgeon. I don't know, or maybe saving a veterinarian,
Oh, there you go.
saving. But he was saying big animals like zoo
Horses.
vet
Yeah, okay.
or
All right.
something
That's
like that.
great.
Yeah, something like crazy, like giraffes and
Oh
rhino.
yeah.
Like it, when he comes back, he goes, hopefully they're still around.
Oh gosh, I hope so. So can you describe, you talked about uh training and using carrier pigeons. Is there any other past life that affected your one as Robert Shroud, the Birdman of Alcatraz?
He did have. He lived on an island with seagulls. He's showing me.
Okay.
I don't know why he's showing me that. Sequels.
Did you care for
Also,
the seagulls? Feed them? Befriend them?
yes, yes, yes. He's saying all of that is true. And also, he trained a lot of different animals.
Hmm.
Oh, here it is. Okay, that's what it was. He did train a lot of different animals, but he's showing me like different lives. Um, where did you train animals? China. I don't know what
Okay.
he trained animals in China. This was like 900.
Ooh.
Um, but also he was around when dinosaurs, and he said like the dinosaur, the bird. So that's where it all started. He said a lot of it has to do with um the bird, like
Like
dinosaur lizard, like
the dinosaur, the bird-like dinosaurs. So you must have been a dinosaur because there weren't humans back then. So were you like one of the bird type dinosaurs or another animal?
he's showing me he was a bird type dinosaur,
Okay,
um,
like
like
pterodactyl.
yes, in like Land Before Time. He
Oh
showed me that.
yeah,
He's
I've
like the one
seen them
that
all.
flies, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
flyer,
Well, there's a few of them, but pterodactyl is the one that comes to mind for some reason. All
the
right,
one
that's
that
interesting.
yeah, he does. Yeah, he made the noise. He's like, ah.
All right, what
But
would you
yeah, he
say?
did. He got all the way back. He goes, that's
Wow,
crazy.
man, you've been around. So what would you say to those currently incarcerated?
Own up to your shit. He says,
Wow.
you know what? He goes, I I did what I did. Um, I don't sugarcoat it. You do what you do, but why did you do it? You have to find out the reasoning why,
Yeah.
because I didn't. It's not just because yes, it's his. He said it's his upbringing and stuff like that, but
Mm.
he just felt disconnected and felt like he was not. He said he didn't realize until in prison he found that connection.
Okay.
Um, with Bert, he goes, there's always a brighter day, even if you're on death row or anything.
Yeah.
Why there's something that brought you there that made you do that. And sometimes honestly it goes back to some people are really just mentally
Yeah,
ill,
of course. Yeah.
and some people are not. And a lot of it, people think they're in fantasy land. They think they're going to get away with it. They think so. It's like owning up to your own shit and realizing, okay, yes, I did this. Yes, that's a mistake, but people make mistakes. And
Of course.
he goes, there's even if you pass, there's a brighter tomorrow. Good. But he says, not everybody in jail is going to pass, but it does make you stronger because you don't think you're going to be able to overcome something so
Mm.
horrific. But knowing that you did, and then you can change your life for the better and maybe help people not be in the same shoes as you and not do the things
Mm.
that you did, and find better um, environment, and don't let yourself get down a toxic path, and
Yeah.
he's like, always ask for help, and he goes, always speak to the birds. He goes, now that I know they were my angels and guides helping me, he goes, they're always around you. And Eric's like, see, I'm around.
There we
Okay,
go.
bird.
Bird and a guide. So
He's so funny.
what would you tell people who are on the same path, at least a path similar to the one you were on that you took? Don't do it.
He said, really though, don't do it. Don't.
Don't succumb to the darkness. Don't let the
Yeah,
darkness overtake you.
he says, really though, don't let that. There is light in every single one of you, but knowing that there is always something or someone in need, that's really fulfilled. He said, finding those birds, caring for them, being able to, during my waking hours, care for them because I wasn't able to have them um, in my cell until he's showing me there was one or something, maybe on his deathbed, they were like, okay, here. Um, but you being a good person, just because you did bad things doesn't mean you're a bad person. You can
Yeah,
change
of
it.
course.
Everything, you know, tomorrow's a new day. You wake up. and you put, he goes, don't put something out that don't want, or don't align yourself with something that is, violent, or you're going the right,
Right.
try to surround yourself, with a better environment. But he says, animals, they save lives. So if you feel like you're
Yeah.
in a bad place or anything, go outside, be in nature, see animals, and know that you really are not alone, because
Yeah.
everybody is with you.
So it sounds like your favorite bird were canaries. What was it about birds that you really liked compared to a dog or a lizard, or what did you find so special about them?
They're so intricate, he said. They come back, they know you, they understand you. He says they,
Wow.
even though like you talk to them, um, yes, they're a bird, but they really do understand, and they just are so kind. And so he says, okay, so delicate.
I was going to
So
say
it's like,
delicate.
yeah, I was so aggressive, he says, and it taught him how to be gentle, be kind. And then
Yeah.
that energy kind of circum him, he was more able to embody that nature.
Okay. Uh, did you name them? Any of your
Mhm.
birds? Oh, what was your favorite? Who was your favorite? Or you could tell what species, basically.
The canaries
Okay.
were his favorite, but he is showing me like Wilbur or something. Wilmer,
Okay.
Will.
All right. That's cute. What did you find the most fascinating thing about their biology, their physiology, their behavior? Just one thing that you found so fascinating that you learned that you wouldn't have ordinarily known.
They carry a lot of different kinds of diseases that we
Oh,
don't carry.
oh yeah. They have less mites and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
It's interesting. And there's like, they can string along like a whole flu, he said. It's like
Oh
interesting the
yeah.
things that they're able to pick up just by the water they drink, by the things, or in
Mm.
every environment that they're in. So they actually are,
Bird
it
flu.
shows us, yeah, it
Yeah.
shows us what actually is going on in that environment. If they're getting sick from it, okay, don't you think we're going to get sick from it?
Yeah.
So
See,
he's saying it shows a
it.
different whole
Yeah.
perspective.
Wow. What'd you do when one died? Did you bury them, have a funeral? Did the guard just take care of it? What happened when a bird died? Or did they die on the outside of the cell?
I am getting, he did bury some, but he didn't have to do that a lot.
No good. All right. What should people value more while they are still alive? This is the last question.
He's saying just the beautiful things in everyday nature. I was in the worst place
Yeah.
people could think of, and I saw something that brought me joy. Look for something positive. Like these birds brought me so much joy, and I looked forward to them. Even if I
We'll
wasn't
find
able
them.
to physically be outside,
Yeah.
inside, like I was able to embrace them. So he's saying, be observant, see what's around you, enjoy life, don't let it pass you by, because he says, even though he was in there for so long, he didn't get to experience the life he wanted to. Yes, he studied. Yes, birds gave him a purpose, but he was not able to live like a normal human or someone should live, because of the things and choices he made.
Okay. All right. Well, that is great. Oh, that's so, I've learned so much from this interview. So thank you, Robert Stroud. And
He says,
thank you,
thank you.
Nicole. The channeling has been wonderful. Thank you, Eric, for your entertainment, your comic
Eric's like,
relief, goofball.
it's like, you're welcome, Mom.
Oh, all right. So you guys check out Nicole Schwartz. Her link is in the description box below, and it's probably been on the screen too. I don't know. All right. So What do I know? All right, thank you so much. And you guys be sure you
Yes.
subscribe, hit the like button and notification button because we have a lot of really cool things coming up. All right, love you guys.
Love you. Eric says, love you, mom.
Love you more. Bye.